The World Health Organization has clarified on restarting trials of hydroxychloroquine. In fact, there is a statement from the chief of WHO, and he says that we acted in the safety interest of patients in the trial, relying on the advice of our steering committee. It's very difficult for us to check data quality of each published paper, and we trust authors to adhere to basic standards. HCQ restarted today after Data Safety Committee approval. Now, that's a tweet from the WHO chief, and also he's reflecting on the fact that earlier the trial of HCQ had to be stopped following the publication of an adverse report in a well-known medical journal. Take a look at the reaction.
Last week, the executive group of the Solidarity trial decided to implement a temporary pause of the hydroxychloroquine arm of the trial because of concerns raised about the safety of the drug. This decision was taken as a precaution while the safety data were reviewed. The Data Safety and Monitoring Committee of the Solidarity trial has been reviewing the data. On the basis of the available mortality data, the members of the committee recommended that there are no reasons to modify the trial protocol. The executive group received this recommendation and endorsed the continuation of all arms of Solidarity trial, including hydroxychloroquine. The Data Safety and Monitoring Committee will continue to closely monitor the safety of all therapeutics being tested in the Solidarity trial.
Right, let's go across to our consulting editor, Athar Khan, who's joining me on the phone line now for more inputs on the story. Athar, it seems that the WHO chief was also trying to, wash the organization's hands of any allegations of bias whatsoever against the usage and trial of HCQ.
So it would seem so, Preeti. They've been, of course, against the insinuation that they are acting in cahoots with China in any manner whatsoever. But the fact that the WHO stopped those Solidarity trials for a very long time in between, even though countries like India steadfastly maintain that HCQ for them, for us, for our country and our approach to the COVID-19 pandemic was something we could depend on. The WHO stopped those Solidarity trials involving HCQ on the basis of a very questionable study. And today we also understand that WHO in the clarification has come out and tried, really, to my mind, when I look at the clarification, and if I read two lines out of that clarification to you, they say that we acted in the safety interest of all the patients in all the trials, relying on the advice of our steering committee. Then they go on to say today, and this is from the chief scientist of the WHO, Dr. Swaminathan, who says it is very difficult for us to check data quality of each published paper, and we trust authors to adhere to basic standards. Now, in essence, what the WHO seems to be suggesting is that whatever study we take, we expect the authors to take all responsibility. In this particular case, they did not, and hence we stop the trial. Now that we're going back to Solidarity trials, it does, in fact, confirm one more time that the WHO, number one, was very, very lax in treating this information with the seriousness and the authenticity it should have come in by. And now they're trying to just backtrack, even though India, it turns out, was right on HCQ.